So in my last video, I talked about the strong influence that was A Perfect Circle and their 13th Step album. I want to talk about some other influences as well, namely Smashing Pumpkins and a song called Disarm, if you know it. If you haven't heard it, go check it out, it's awesome. And the other one, which is a bit stranger, is the Silent Hill music, but I'll come to that a bit later on in this video. But I do want to start with Smashing Pumpkin, Billy Corgan's led band, and the guitar riff that James Iha did for the song Disarm. Highly addictive. I was just kind of like learning those techniques at the time, listening to a lot of more grungy music and stuff. And I wanted to kind of incorporate that technique, that style, and also to create an overall sound that they do and they achieve really well, which is very different to a lot of their other songs. Again, like I said, these songs were about trying to create something which was more sparse, something different to the rest of the rock that was going on at the time. So by trying to achieve that in my song The Glovebox, I tried to keep the drum kit well away from that. I brought it in at the end just to bring some impact, but what I really wanted to do was really follow in suit, you know, timpanis and that strumming pattern of guitar, once again keeping everything off electrics to give it as maximum atmosphere as possible. So something interesting about the song as well, and I wouldn't even call it a full song. In fact, I've left a link down below in this video, but it was never intended to be a full song. I wanted to cut it short. I wanted to ease those expectations and to create something which is more of a cliffhanger, if you will, or something which adds a bit of drama, maybe a bit of a ... to be continued, you know, for other music which is coming up and will be coming up, in fact. So with that, I decided to scrap the traditional structure and to just write a couple of verses and a chorus and then fade into an outro. And by doing that, I feel like it has this sense of detachment. It's not a kind of song which I want to put out and say, here's a music video, all the bells and whistles and everything, but it has its own beauty being separate from the pack and just having its own purpose. But it was something else as well. It was trying to capture this melancholic feel, this eeriness. I had an image in my mind of this high uphill, these twists and turns in the road, and a car broken down with lots of fog and everything, just creating that setting similar to Silent Hill, the computer game, which I loved so much as a teenager and still do. And then there was something in that soundtrack, this melancholic piano that Akira Yamaoka, the composer and performer on that game, it was just something about that really got me, and I thought, you know, we can put that in, we can implement that into the song, so we create something which is a lot creepier. You know, it has this melancholic feel, this style which has been inspired by the Smashing Pumpkins, but then this extra darker edge, and that for me was something which I could just create a real good story from, and to try and paint a picture not only just through the music but through the lyrics too. So if you do want to know more about the song and what it's about, then I do have some lyric packs that you can get a hold of. If you go to david-rangel.com and just subscribe, I will send you those. And it talks a little bit more about the content. You can read through it as well. But it talks about a very specific subject matter, which I always have a joke on stage and say, if you can guess what is actually in the glove box, then I'll buy you a drink. So I'll tell you what, there is a prize if you can email me or message me with your idea as to what is actually inside the glove box. So go check it out. The song is underneath. I'd be really grateful if you could give us some feedback, any other kind of sounds or influences that you can hear in it. I really want to know. But yeah, thanks for joining, and I'll see you again soon.